So let's put this argument to bed about looks, money, status, game. Let's debunk this. Let's get this out of the way. Because a lot of people are misled. A lot of dudes are misled when it comes to looks, money, status, and game. Now, I want you guys in the comment section to let me know which ones do you think are the most important, least important, to most important. Like one being the most important, and then fourth being the least important. Because in my estimation and in my opinion, and I got some good evidence to back this up, it's status, looks, game, money. Right? So I'm gonna just let you know off the rip why, and I'm going to explain why. So before we get too far into the video, like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts below. If you guys want to donate to the show, donate to the channel, all the ways you can do that are in the description below. So status is the number one thing amongst humans. That's the number one thing, right? If you got status, if you can hit a woman's attention trigger, social proof trigger, that other people like you, you got multiple friends. Okay, if you got multiple friends, that means she has protection, that's safety in numbers. That means she can make connections her own self and further her own interests. If you have a status and attention, that means she's going to get some status and attention. She has social proof from other people that like you. So she's getting it all at every level. She's getting triggers that you are the right person or that you are socially valuable. And you got to understand, women are the ultimate social creatures. They are the ultimate followers. So if you can somehow cultivate some kind of status where people know you, a local celebrity, maybe you're a local rapper, maybe you're a local pilot, whatever it is, whatever position you can get that is status driven, that lets a group of people know, that come and support you, that a friend group that supports you, people that put money in your hand, this is gonna trump everything else, because there's guys with a bunch of status that don't need money to attract women, that don't need game to attract women. High status guys with 300,000 subscribers on Instagram, whatever it is, Facebook, it don't matter. You have a social group, a frat. If you're a frat person, that's the ultimate status. So you're gonna see, when you have status, you skip to this is what the analogy I'm gonna give you guys. There's people that go through interviews and there's people that get jobs off of word of mouth. The word of mouth, if the employer would rather hire off of social proof, word of mouth. Why? Because if that person's connected to a person that their friend knows can do the job, well, he trusts his friend that he knows good people, that he wouldn't send them bad people. So he's more likely to take the word of mouth guy than to go through his interview people where he knows they're trying to lie and, they're trying to stuff their resume. That's why status guys can skip right to the sex. They can skip easily rather into the relationship because they have social proof from other people. Women are followers. Now, the next thing is looks. Guys, if you don't look good to a woman, you're not getting too far. If you're ugly to a woman don't want to hear nothing that you have to say. See, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna save that for a little bit in a second. I'm gonna save that for the end. So looks is the next one. It's status, most important, then looks. People that are good looking get more shots at dates than guys that are bad looking. That's just what it is. Tall guys get more shots at it than shorter guys. Guys that are more muscular get more shots at it than skinny guys. That's just the way of the world. Guys with symmetrical features, their eyes are in the right place, their nose in the right place, their mouth is in the right place, they get more shots at it than the average person. If you have an in shape body versus an overweight person, the in shape person is going to get more shots at it, more interviews at it. That doesn't mean they always capitalize on it, their opportunities, but the good looking people get more shots at it. And the more shots you get, that means the more times you get to perfect the skill of dating, or whatever you want to call it. Now, the next thing is game. Game is just knowing, it's just social. It's just social. See, the misconception with game is people think game gets the woman. Game works consistently on a consistent basis if you have game and looks, game and status, game and money. You can't just have game and be ugly, no money, or average looking, no status. Like, there's certain guys where they're invisible to women. A woman will never listen to what they have to say. There's nothing you can say to quote unquote, I'm not trying to say it sexually, but you'll never get to that point, right? Through words alone. Now, there's some guys out here that say there's an exception to the rule. I've seen broke guys that are ugly and overweight get women. That's the 1 out of 1,000. But most times, the ugly guy, the overweight guy that has game, but he has money, he'll do fine because he has something to leverage. See, game really at its core only keeps you from messing up the opportunities that you have. So say, for instance, that you have a woman with high interest. Well, if you have game and that woman comes up and approaches you and kind of just lays it in your lap, you're not going to say anything that's going to turn her off. And that's going to be an easy, relationship, an easy, layup when it comes to whatever you're trying to do, sexual need, whatever it is, right? You guys, friends with benefits, whatever y'all, take it from that point. Game only keeps you from messing up your opportunities. It doesn't get you the woman by itself. Most times it has to be game and something else. But knowledge of female nature will take you a long way, I will admit, right? And you can say something that makes a woman feel something. So the last thing is money, because you would think, the only women that are attracted to money and material things really are gold diggers. They get an emotional trigger from it. They get an emotional stimulation from it because the gift giving makes them feel a certain way. See, this is what you guys have to realize, and this is going to sum up all this stuff. A woman loves the way you make her feel. See, that's why you guys are on self-improvement and you're still struggling to get women. This is why you guys are getting money, but you're still struggling to attract women. You have game, but you're still struggling to get women because you're not hitting that emotional trigger that makes her think about you. The PIMPs try to tell you guys that to get a woman's interest in you, you got to hit the emotional trigger. You got to make her feel some kind of way. Now, very few game guys can do that because they don't have the mouthpiece to do it. But like I said earlier, if you have the game, you can spit the emotional triggers, and you have looks, or you have status, or you have money, it'll work. But game by itself doesn't work if you don't have anything else on it. Now, the money, let me go back to what I was saying. The reason why you get money and you're still struggling to attract women. The reason why you have looks and you're still struggling to attract women, because those things don't stimulate a woman. Muscles by itself doesn't stimulate a woman. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a primal trigger that makes her sleep with you on the first night, but you're not going to keep that woman long term if you don't have that game or that emotional trigger to make her think about you when she's not with you. You say something. The personality. Game, the personality, that's pretty much all it is. Game is pretty much personality. Now, this is why with money by itself doesn't make a woman feel anything, which is why you guys get money and you're like, why I can't get any women? Most women don't know what a 911 Porsche is and how important that is in the status. Only gold diggers know that. Most women can't tell what a Rolex watch is. They don't know what it is. They don't keep up with what we keep up with. All these things are status-driven things amongst men. They don't really attract women like that. Even with looks, you can bulk up, but you can go be too bulky. And if you're too bulky or too little bulky, that's a turnoff for women. You guys get what I'm saying? So status trumps all of it because it makes her feel a certain way. Because why? Because attention makes her feel good. Attention makes her do certain things. That's their drug. Attention is their drug. This is why a woman will go on Instagram and have 1 million followers and not make any money. Why? Because the money doesn't matter to her. The attention makes her feel good. The compliments make her feel good when people comment under her thing. That's why status is the best one, because it gives you social proof, and women are the ultimate social creatures. Safety in numbers, all that stuff, social proof. And it hits that attention trigger that makes people say something complimentary about her, and that makes her feel good. There's some women in this world that don't like pretty guys. You'd be shocked. You think every model guy is the prototypical type for a woman? That's not true. A lot of women like the rugged looking guys that are in shape. So that's what you have to realize about that, right? Game words. If you don't look good, the words ain't gonna hit as hard. But game will work more times than not than money will, because you have to display money, which is you have to display status. Let me ask you guys a question. A lot of women don't know Jeff Bezos, but he's the richest guy in the world. Elon Musk. They don't know these guys. They might hear him and be like, oh, that's the owner of what you call it. But they don't know he's worth $1 billion. There are business owners and record companies that make way more money than the artist, but the artist gets more women than the business owner. Why? Status. So unless you're gonna use your money to display status, to display social proof, if you just take the money and you're just a frugal guy and you live a minimalist lifestyle, you're not gonna attract women like you think you will, like you think you should. You gotta hit that social trigger, that social proof trigger, right? So ideally, as a guy, you gotta have at least 2 of these. You need to have at least 2 to 3 of these. Now, it'd be wonderful if you had all 4, but that's like the top 10% of guys. I wouldn't even try to shoot for that. A lot of dudes are not good looking. And that the women would tell you that. A lot of women don't date you for looks. They date you for resources and protection. So If you have game of female nature and you're in shape, you'll be fine. If you have game, looks, you're in shape, and you have a way to display status locally or whatnot, you get people talking about you, you're gonna be fine. If you have money, game, you'll be fine. You have money to leverage. These might be your tricks. And see, guys want to shame other guys for their dating strategy. And I'm like, hey, different guys got to get it how they come. You might be an ugly, overweight guy, but you got money and you know female nature. Tom Likas was like that. He didn't have no trouble getting women. So some dudes ain't good looking, but they got money, so you're gonna have to trick off a little bit. It is what it is. You ain't got no charisma. It is what it is. You got to get it how you get it. Some guys don't need money to get women. That's cool. Which is why the most attractive people don't really make the most amount of money most times, because they already attract women. See, most men get success just to get women. But if you were getting women before success, you're more than likely not gonna that's not gonna motivate you to be successful. Different guys have different things. Some of you guys have looks. Some of you guys have status. Some of you guys have, and status can be a mastery or something. You've mastered guitar, like John Mayer or whatever. I forget his name. So ideally, guys, you need game and at least looks, or at least be in shape, at least some financial stability, or at least some status. That's the ideal. But status trumps all of that. Drake ain't spitting no game. Leo DiCaprio ain't spitting no game. The president ain't spitting no game. Putin ain't spitting no game. So, and they ain't got the looks either, but they got the status, right? They got the power and the status. You got the power and the status, you don't need game. The women just flock to you. So, but this video is going on too long. I want you guys to comment your thoughts below. Let me know what you think is the most important thing. And I'll get back to you guys. You guys have a good day, good week. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. On the way out, you guys like, comment, subscribe, share the video, like the video. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.